Hello, fifth graders. We are going to be on page 254 for this lesson in your science book. You can follow along or you can, again, read with the book that I'm using on the YouTube video. So I want to start off with, I want you to think about these items, okay? Radio, a baby monitor, a cell phone, a television remote control, a light bulb, a glow-in-the-dark object, an x-ray, all of those things have something in common. Does anybody maybe know what they have in common? If you do, shout it out. I can't hear you, but say it. All right. So what they all have in common is they all have what is called electromagnetic waves. So what that means is that all of these waves are invisible to our eyes, yet they are always around us and we use many of them. All right. So like when you use your remote control, it sends waves to your television. You can't see them, but they're there. So that's what we're going to look at today is this electromagnetic spectrum and some of the different types of waves that we kind of just, those items that I just mentioned, okay? All right, 254. Even though we can see light waves, there are many kinds of waves that we cannot see. Like light, these waves are electromagnetic waves, but light is the only type that is visible to the human eye. Electromagnetic waves come from the sun and other sources. All electromagnetic waves travel at the same speed, but they have different wavelengths and frequencies. Electromagnetic waves can be arranged in order of their wavelengths. This arrangement is called the electromagnetic spectrum. All right, that's this right here. All right, so we have things like gamma, X-ray, ultraviolet, visible light, which is what we can see, infrared, microwave, and radio waves. Light waves have a specific wavelength and frequency. Other magnetic waves have shorter wavelengths and higher frequencies, or longer wavelengths and lower frequencies. Radio waves are the longest kind of electromagnetic wave. Radio waves carry energy that is used for radio and television broadcasting. Sound information is added to radio waves by changing either the frequency or the amplitude of the wave. Antennas pick up radio waves from the air and send them through wires to the radio. The radio then changes the radio waves into sound. Radio waves are not used just for radios, though. Garage door openers and baby monitors also use radio waves. Even wildlife tracking collars use them. The waves help track the location of wild animals. A remote car key uses radio waves as well. So like when you unlock your car, that is a radio wave that is sending it to your vehicle. Microwaves. Microwaves have a shorter wavelength than radio waves do. Microwave ovens use microwaves to cook and reheat food. Cellular phones also use microwaves. Some radars use microwaves to detect the speed and location of objects. A police officer shoots microwaves from a radar gun. When a car passes, the waves reflect off it and return to the radar gun. The rate at which the waves return helps the police officer know how fast the car was going. Radar is also used to direct airplanes, to locate ships at sea, and to track weather systems. So it kind of bounces off, kind of like when we talked about the echoes and stuff like that. That's kind of a similar concept, except like when we're talking about sound. So, in the electromagnetic spectrum, infrared waves are between microwaves and visible light. The heat you feel from the sun or a fire is from infrared waves. Infrared waves or rays transfer thermal energy better than any other kind of electromagnetic wave. We call this kind of heat transfer radiant heat. All objects give off at least some infrared waves. Warmer things, such as people or animals, give off more infrared waves than cooler things, such as buildings. Our eyes cannot see infrared waves, but some equipment can detect them. Police officers can use this equipment to track criminals at night. So this is it of a cat. So the cat's sitting there, and the parts of the cat that are warmer are different colors, and it can see, as you can see here, like the red and that kind of stuff. But it helps you to see the animal in the dark when you can't see it. So police will do this at night to find criminals that are running away. You also use infrared waves when each time you use a remote control. You do not see the infrared waves that go between the remote control and the television, but they are there. Each time you press a button, the remote sends an infrared wave that the television picks up. Some binoculars and cameras can change infrared waves into light that you can see. Satellites and space telescopes may use infrared cameras. Pictures from these cameras help scientists see things even when there is no visible light. Shorter wavelengths. Other waves in the electromagnetic spectrum have wavelengths that are shorter than that of light. Because the waves are shorter, their frequencies are higher. These waves are also invisible to humans. The wavelengths of ultraviolet rays are just a little shorter than those of violet light. Ultraviolet rays cause some materials to glow. Some things, such as glow-in-the-dark balls, can absorb the rays and give off visible light. In normal light, we do not see the glowing colors of the ball, but in the darkness, the ball glows. Ultraviolet rays can help keep people healthy. Some kinds of bacteria are harmful if found in water or food. Ultraviolet light can detect some kinds of bacteria, so it is used to test food areas. The rays can even kill some kinds of bacteria. Some hospitals use the rays to sterilize their equipment. Under UV light, a white strip appears in money, so they can see if it's like a real currency or if it was made by somebody. That's a picture of that. So, small amounts of ultraviolet rays help your skin cells produce vitamin D, but too much of these rays can cause wrinkles, sunburn, skin damage, or skin cancer. You should always be careful when outside. Most of these waves are absorbed by the ozone layer of the atmosphere. However, rays from the sun can reach the earth even on cloudy days. Using a sunscreen with a high sun protector factor SPF can protect you from getting too much ultraviolet light. All right, let's look here at this thing about bees. Although humans cannot see ultraviolet light, many insects can. In 1910, Karl von Frisch, an Austrian scientist, tested the eyesight of bees. He found that honeybees see fewer colors of visible light than humans do. But unlike humans, the bees can see ultraviolet light. The ultraviolet light helps them find nectar. Flowers reflect ultraviolet light in certain patterns. These patterns act like a map and lead the bee to the nectar. All right, let's look at x-rays. This is an x-ray of somebody's lungs right there. So x-rays are a type of ultraviolet light. They carry a lot of energy and can pass through a variety of materials. X-rays occur naturally. Many things in space, such as stars and comets, give off x-rays. X-rays can also be produced by machines. Marie Curie took some of the first x-ray machines to the front lines to help save lives. We talked about that at the beginning of the chapter. Doctors use x-rays to see the bones inside someone's body. X-rays can pass through skin and muscles, but are absorbed by bones. The places where the x-rays are absorbed the most show up as bright spots on the x-ray film. Too much exposure to x-rays can cause cancer. That is why dentists and doctors use special coverings to protect the parts of the body that are not being x-rayed. Early x-ray scientists, as well as those who use x-rays, did not know of these dangers. In fact, Marie Curie eventually died from overexposure to x-rays. That's like that vest thing that they put on you when you go in to get an x-ray, if anybody's ever had one done. That's to protect you from that. For a long time, x-rays have been used on pieces of art. Historians can use x-rays to see whether a painting was painted on top of an earlier one. Sometimes an old canvas was reused in order to save money. At other times, the painting on top might be a forgery, a painting made to look as though someone else painted it. So they can see, like, this is an example that underneath of that painting was another painting. The x-ray of the painting shows details of another painting under the finished work. Isn't that cool? It's pretty neat. X-rays can also be used in industry and engineering. Some factories use x-rays to inspect packaged goods as they move along production lines. Engineers can x-ray structures made of steel or concrete. The x-rays show if there are any tiny cracks. Airports use x-rays for security and to check baggage. That's how they check, just make sure you don't have anything dangerous in your bag when you're going somewhere. All right, gamma waves. The shortest waves in the electromagnetic spectrum are called gamma rays. The sun and other stars produce gamma rays. Gamma rays are very powerful and can cause serious illnesses. When used in a controlled situation, though, gamma rays can be very helpful. They can treat some kinds of cancer. The rays can also be used to sterilize bandages and other medical equipment in a process called irradiation. Irradiation can help some foods stay fresh longer if gamma rays are used to kill bacteria in the foods. God has given people the command to learn about electromagnetic energy as well as the minds to do so. Scientists and engineers have gained much knowledge about the electromagnetic spectrum. They have learned to use nearly the entire spectrum to benefit people. As we learn how people, plants, and animals use these energies of light, we can glorify God for his infinite wisdom and creativity. So if it weren't for people, looking into all of these things that God created for us, we would not have all these cool things like this right here. This is gamma rays are used to treat medical conditions such as cancer. This guy is getting a cancer treatment because of the gamma rays, that big circle-y thing here. Isn't that cool? All right, that is all for this lesson. There's be some activities to do along with this. If you have any questions about anything, just email, call, text, or comment in the video below. Have a great evening, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you. Bye, guys.